Right. Fucking hey. Alright. Hey. It's been like 11 years, but I'm back. Yeah, this is for all the people who listen to my dubstep album. God, Welcome to the Fifth was in 2013. I just mainly do mixing and mastering for pop, funk, EDM, and hip hop, and metal bands too, of course. But yeah, mainly I deal with pop artists now. So this is for anybody who still follows me, still gives a shit. Maybe you don't, maybe you just came across it. Right now I'm just doing a quick session before my mouse dies. I can't go to a store at the moment because it's 1:30 in the morning and they're all closed and I need AA batteries. And I ran out. I thought I had 2 left in the pack, but I don't. So here we go. Here's one of my artists. She's really good. She's a really good singer. I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to shut the fuck up.
One too many times I let you back in my life, thinking things will work out differently. Saw the signs from the start. Each time you left a new scar on me, scar on me. Sorry to say.
So luckily I actually changed that. That was one of the requests she made. Let me go down to it. I had a dub down, like pitch down, but she wanted a format shift, which no problem. Shifted that bitch down, not her, fucking track, down 7 semitones format wise. Yeah. Let me hear that soloed out. Ooh, that's crisp.
Differently. Saw the signs from the start. Each time you left a new scar on me, scar on me. Sorry to say, but it's still clear as day. You ain't got psychopathic tendencies. You're a fucking psychopath. Everything you've ever said to me, trying to make me believe that I'm not stuck in your traps. I see right through you now. Just cut your high horse motherfucking down. You ain't got hope on me now.
Funny thing about this hook is nobody's going to hear the background. So one track, hold on, let me just, they composed this in a different way. So my other co-engineer and producer, Dante Jucal, he does a lot of the production work, and if they need elements added, I add guitars and synths and drums. He comes from a hip-hop background. Even though I engineer it, I come from a EDM and metal background, so yeah, it makes sense. But even Sorrell, that's the artist, Sarelle, she wouldn't even hear. She doesn't even know about this. Dante don't even know about this. Hold on, let me play that. So, well, let me do these for her. Let me add another one. But then this gets more crazy when you do this. I add another electric in there. Did another strumming. And then I added 2 synths. This one's more a little more mid-range, and this one is just on the high end. But I actually, on all of them, I cut off around 10K. So you have bleeding into the 20K area, but it's a lot lower, and I leave that for the high-end percussion and her voice to sit in. If that makes sense. It should. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It's Friday night. I wasn't involved in activities of fun. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. But anyway, going on to the next part.
I'm not fair share. Till I realize you don't care. Wish it didn't take so long to get there. Wish it did. Should've learned my lesson. 'Cause you.
While I do this, I'm going to actually update the tag because I haven't been live on YouTube. I don't think ever. I do stuff on Kick. Follow me on Kick, a rule. But yeah, give me a second. I gotta fucking edit that. I'm still live. You know what? I'm gonna play this while I do that.
I'm not fair share. Till I realize you don't care. Wish it didn't take so long to get there. Wish it did. Should've learned my lesson.
No, right,
'Cause you
fucking
cared for
asshole.
me less than your own fucking ego. I'm glad I can say.
Oh,
let you
I suck.
You ain't got psychopathic tendencies. You're a fucking psychopath. Everything you've ever said to me, tryna make me believe that I'm not stuck in your traps. I see right through you now. Just cut your high horse motherfucking down. You ain't got hold on me now. I wish I could say that I wish you well. Your life's handy dandy. Your wife thinks you're friendly, but I know I never will. 'Cause here's the fucking deal. 'Cause here's the fucking deal. You ain't got psychopathic tendencies. You're a fucking psychopath.
All right, so right there, that's one thing she did suggest. She said that she wanted her ending vocals. Shit, I'm filming off my. Never mind. I have a voice memo from her where she says, basically, she likes to have those extra loud ad libs. Would you call them? Just when you extend your voice on the last hook for a pop song. You know, I'm so used to hip hop, I would still call that ad lib, but it's a separate track. But she wants that in the forefront, basically. And since she requested it, that's what I fucking did. Right there. I can solo that, actually. I mean,
Here's the fuck.
so this already has, in case she's watching, I actually go through an extensive process. I'm just going to speed run that real quick. So the raw vocal, it's actually not raw because I did Melodyne it. If it even wants to pop up. Okay.
Here's the fucking deal.
Oh, my fault. I'm stupid. There we go.
Here's the fucking deal. Psychopath.
By the way, she's she's a really good singer. And that's the Melodyne. And then I take it into this chain right here.
Here's the fucking deal.
So very minimal EQing, but heavy compression, then another light compression. I just like the way the FG 116 sounds in the 401 slightly. Why? I don't know. I mean, between genres, every client likes this chain, so I'm going to keep doing it. And then next, we got a de-esser on it.
Here's the fucking deal. Psychopath.
Clearly not a lot of S's in that, but you get the point. I love that. That plugin's so good. Fresh Air, I also love this one too. I only do 6 on both because this really enhances a lot of stuff. And, you know, you just need a little pinch of it.
Here's the
I'll do before and after. I mean, the other two kind of, you can hear it, but.
Here's the fucking deal. Psychopath.
So that's cool. And then I add this EQ.
Here's the fucking deal.
That's not the final EQ.
Psychopath.
All right. And then every artist, depending on who they are, I mean, rap to pop and rock, doesn't matter. I use the Rihanna settings for her. So if you guys didn't know, Rihanna uses 20-40-40. She's a phenomenal singer. It's just you're in the studio. That's how you get it the best you can sound. With that,
Here's the fucking deal. Psychopath.
and then for this one track, I added a limiter just because her dynamic range goes from like this to this. I just want to keep it even and then boost that up. You can sit, you watch it.
Here's the fucking deal. Psychopath.
Even level wise, it wasn't crazy just from perception. You know, it becomes RMS levels and Luff's levels, and yeah, it just gets complicated with that. So I'm not even gonna fucking care about that. And then surprisingly, yet again, another compressor. But this is on the master chain, so all those vocals I had, she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're all bus to this. So that's the master bus.
Here's the fucking deal.
And I know that's only one thing, but if I play the other ones with it, which would be this one, and this one.
Here's the fucking deal. You ain't got psychopathic ten.
All right, so we got all that going on. But back to that clip. And still with everything else. So here's where I actually do a hard cut.
Here's the fucking deal.
After 100, I know people like a little bit rolling off, but I'm like, it's not my guitar. It's a voice, which people can argue about. But if I have all that space for synths or guitars and bass, when all the vocals are focused from like 100 to like 20, like 15K, and it's mainly focused around 1 to 4K, I'm cutting it. I don't give a fuck. And then my favorite right here.
Here's the fucking deal.
Not a lot going on there, but when you have everything, since this is the master bus, when you have everything flowing in that, you really have to be careful of what's going through. So I have it's kind of like a multi-band compressor, but it's a limiter. I put limiters on them. So, you can have a kabillion tracks or one riding, but they're all going to just cap off at some spot. I could show you when I'm playing all the vocals, but then I have some delays and reverb, like la 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 blah blah blah.
Here's the fucking deal.
She requested that specifically to be super big, more reverb and delay than I like, but it's her song, not mine. So if I actually play from this hook onward and show the multipaths.
Here's the fucking deal.
So right there, you see already more action happening in there. Makes sense, right?
Here's the fucking deal. You ain't got psychopathic tendencies. You're a fucking psycho.
But one of my favorite things from Ozone 11 right here.
Here's the fucking deal. You ain't got psychopathic tendencies. You're a fucking psycho. Everything you ever said to me, tryna make.
I already know I squished it and I limited and cut things, but just like at the end when mastering, oh my God, when I could do that to a vocal chain, it's just like, it's heaven, because you see the algorithm just.
Here's the fucking deal. You ain't got psychopathic tendencies. You're a fucking psycho. Everything you ever said to me, tryna make me believe that I'm not stuck in your trap. I see right through you now. Just cut you.
It's kind of like a multi-band compressor and a de-esser on top of everything. And then when you already have that done and then you have that added on top on the master bus, it's just like, God, it just like solidifies the vocals. And I'm like, and then you can adjust the low end and the mid range and the high end. And for her specifically on this song, her mid range was perfect. So I only did a slight bit of it. That's why you only see a little bit going down. But on the high end, compress it, de-ess it even more, because that makes my life easier.
Here's the fucking deal. You ain't got psychopathic tendencies. You're a fucking psycho.
And for the master, I have a specific way of doing it. It depends on the genre. So, but just for example,
Here's the
I'm not thumping it like a dubstep or hip hop song, but enough to have the kick override the bass a little bit. High end, nothing crazy.
Here's the fucking deal.
With this song, because I have guitars just blaring and synths with her voice, that one's heavier. On here. The mid-range is always random. You gotta hear the song to deal with that. I don't know.
You're a fucking psychopath.
Main thing that I had an issue with when it came to producing this, I know Dante, I know that sub well, no, wrong. Dante. I know that synth bass, which is the bass, but a synth. I knew that that would be so wide. And I love that, like on the mid to high range, but on the low end, it's wide. And that is not good for live performances, especially if you're a DJ and you're dropping stuff live. If you're 808s or sub bass, whatever, or bass guitar, whatever you're using, if all of that is so wide, you lose all momentum in every sub for a live venue, even a car sub. If you're like enjoying a song on like with a good subsystem, it's not going to sound good because the bass is trying to go to the other speakers, and bass is super mono. No judgment, bro. I ain't knocking you. I'm just saying, like, that was the only bass in the song, and I didn't want to add a sub bass. Like, I could add my own sub bass real quick, but then it gets rid of that characteristic from the synth. So the only thing I did was I just shot that down 100% to mono. Like, even when I put it full mono, it still has space from the synth. It's still gliding the fuck around. What would it look like if I didn't have it? Look, see, this is what I'm talking about. That's what it was. It's going to compete with the others, with the left and right speaker, and it's not going to be good. And then as soon as I add this, there we go. There's the visual right there. I'm trying to keep the integrity of the synth, but keep it in the middle, if that makes sense. That was actually the only thing that bothered me. And then mid-range, I keep that where it's at. High mids, I put up a quarter, and the highs I put up 50%. And the amount on the actual mix is only 50. And why I did that is if it was 100, that synth bass would be a straight line up and down, but I didn't want to do that because she liked the way the song sounded in the rough mix, and I'm like, I'm not gonna just revamp it due to sonic issues, because I mean, hey, at the end of the day, if it sounds good, it sounds good. I don't care. So I did it 100%, and I felt like it was me trying to master a dubstep song. So I said, no. I'm not going to do that. So I only did 50% on the total mix. But that 50% took the bass from, since I have it at 100, it puts it at 50 technically. And then 50 at 25 and 25 at 17 and a half. I don't know what the fuck math is. And then here's the fucking 17 and a half. That'd be 7. That'd be an eighth. Quarter and a half would be an eighth, but an eighth of 25. I'm not even doing math right now. Fuck this. It's Friday night. It's 2 a.m. on Friday. I'm not doing math. Yeah, so I actually have the mix pretty much even. So the key that I have is make sure the mix doesn't clip, even though I do keep a limiter. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I keep a limiter on my stuff, but even if it does peak a little bit, it's not drastically squished against the ceiling. So I had no problem, like in case like a little, maybe like during the hook and 50 things are playing at the same time, and there's a second that it peaks. Don't. That's why I have the limiter. But after this, I throw the ozone, and I actually just tried to target eight luffs, because that's a really loud pop mix. And the actual mix was clean, and I only had to put it up 3.3 decibels. And I always put the output level -1 for pop. If it comes to heavy hip hop, just like moshing at a Cardi concert or a metal concert, or at a dubstep festival, 0.6 to 0.3, but even it kind of depends.
Here's the fucking thing. You're a fucking psychopath. Everything you ever said to me, trying to make me believe that I'm not stuck in your trap. I see right through you now. Just 'cause you're high, who's no fucking hell. You don't gotta hold on me now. You don't gotta hold on me now.
That good.